Executive Officer, Digital India Bhashini Division, Bhashini, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Please welcome him that round.
Thank you, member of the dais and my dear friends in the audience. We belong to an organization called Digital India Bhashini Division. Digital India Bhashini Division is an independent business division under Digital India Corporation, which is part of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Bhashini, as the words that is there in this, Digital India Bhashini Division, it stands for Bhasha Interface for India. And our primary job is to translate one language to other, tackling the 22 languages which are there in the Constitution first, and then go on to the next 100 languages plus which India speaks. More than 100,000 people speak more than 100 languages. The problem statement which we are tackling is automatic speech recognition. That means computer should be able to recognize the speech what I am saying in 22 languages. Then we are talking about translating the 22 languages encoded in the computer to the next set of 22 languages, so that you are able to understand them as far as text is concerned. That is text-to-text translation or machine translation, as we call. And then we are talking about text-to-speech. If it is encoded in computer as text, then it can be speaking out. The computer can be speaking out the text as such. Then we have printed a lot of material over a period of time. When you scan and digitize it, it comes as a PNG file or a picture. It is also a project to convert that to text so that we are able to again translate into multiple languages, and the book should be available. The way we had gone about this to collaborate with 70-odd research institutes in the country, which had a footprint of artificial intelligence and translation and computer linguistics. And we are in a position to actually go out in the market. And when you see our site, which is bhashini.gov.in, you will find the services which are progressively getting increased. Today we tackle speech on 12 languages, but the computer can understand all the 22 languages today with the algorithms which has been developed. Text-to-text translation is all 22, and on text-to-speech we are about 16 languages, which is available. That's about what we are doing. Now, how does it imply? Just video translation, document translation, website translation? They are the low-hanging fruits, and I think they should be done immediately. Like, we did the e-Gram Swaraj, website complete system was translated, and now the panchayats can work on their own languages. Imagine earlier they were working only in English or Hindi, which was there. In that scenario, we also are building the vocabulary which are so essential for the country as India, because most of the other systems will only know the languages or don't even know the panchayat names which are there in our country. So as part of our endeavor with Ministry of Panchayati Raj, we actually have encoded all the 2.7 lakh panchayats into the system. Now digitally you will be able to find them in multiple languages. More important is multiple languages. We also worked with Mr. Satya is here. We worked with Chris. Rail Mother is now on 12 languages. National Parent Inquiry System is in 12 languages. And we intend to take it to 22 and also make it voice enabled, so that you are able to put your grievance in the language if you want. One of the hackathons which we have done was also to create a video which can be put into, transcribed and put into the computer. Means we can generate a text out of the video and then transcribe it into the system to do the grievance handling. There is the one use case which I am talking about. The second use case which is there is that we have worked with Ministry of Agriculture to create a chatbot on which for the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, when the Prime Minister transfers money to the farmers, 11 crore of them. If the farmer has any problem, he can actually ask vernacularly to and the chatbot would respond in its own language. We work with Reserve Bank of India to actually implement a system by which, the Kisan credit loan which is given, Kisan credits which are given, which is based on the land parcels which they have. The land parcels are in vernacular language with state government. We, earlier it used to happen that it was on farmers to actually go there and figure out how to get it translated, and because banks were understanding Hindi or English. So the next credit for next billion, which the Reserve Bank of Innovation Hub is doing that, we have actually enabled them with the transliteration of the records. So theoretically, a loan can be provided in an hour to the farmer, provided all documents and checks and balances are there. So that's the second system. 15 crore loans are given a year. I think at least about 10% farmers get impacted. We then took a persona from, a migrant worker coming to a city, and earning a daily wage and transferring money back to the, his parents. So today, he has to know banking always is in English. He has to know how to do all that, apply the app, etc., or depend upon someone. So we have enabled the system. Today it is in Hindi and now it is in Telugu as well, where he can actually dial a number, say that mummy ko paise transfer karo, and give the amount, put up the pin, and the amount gets transferred to the people. With the UP police, what we have tried to do was to, there is Kumbh which is going to happen, and there are chances that people who are coming from various places will be in need, and they would try to call up the call center, and they would perhaps not be knowing Hindi as a language for doing that. So we are in the process of implementing a thing by which as soon as the caller starts speaking, his language will be detected, and translation will be enabled so that the people can understand it. With National Police Academy, we are working on a system by which, today the investigation officer goes to the field at the crime scene and tries to write something and then come back and file a report, and that is how it is done. And a lot of information is lost because there are multitasking which is happening at the end of investigation officer. We have created a system by which the investigation officer can keep speaking and it gets transcribed, and with minor correction he can file the report, and there is a huge productivity gain. This is under trial on 700 police stations across the country. We had another use case where, the case diaries, district courts generally operate on vernacular language. The case diaries, when they move to High Court, is in vernacular. High Courts are generally understanding Hindi or English. And so we have done a POC with National Crime Records Bureau, by which we are translating the case diary as the case moves across. So I can go on and on because, the imagination of the people is actually taking us to various places, because translation was earlier, or language was earlier a latent need. And when we are trying to go through this particular thing, we are looking at forward to multiple activities. We have started collaborating with state governments. Our idea, there are 4 pillars of our collaboration. One is that what we have created, they can use it to interface with the citizens, because language is an important interface and voice is an important interface. People still, there is a section of the society who does not know how to read and write, so we are bridging the digital divide as well as the literacy divide using voice as a medium, and voice first has been our approach. The second part of the collaboration is to help the language grow, the local language grow. That means the models which we have developed, we can train on the local data to actually build the dialects and other things which are so prevalent in India. The third part of the collaboration is to look at how do we build applications, just as we built with NPA, NPCI, etc., to serve the local people. And fourth is that to go to tier 2 and tier 3 cities as well as to the villages, to ensure that the people now believe that language will not be their barrier to success. And a good in language does not mean good in knowledge. A good in knowledge does not mean good in language. That's how I think it is. So that's all I had to say. And I also thank NP government because we are being awarded for our work tomorrow Abdul Hassan.